At 90, Julie Andrews has captivated the world with her voice, her grace, and a secret she's held for over half a century. From a childhood shadowed by hidden truths to the dazzling heights of Hollywood, her journey is one of triumph, heartbreak, and reinvention. What lost silenced the voice that defined a generation? Step into her story and discover the woman who turned pain into a timeless legacy. What if the voice that enchanted millions hid a story of silent struggles? Julie Andrews, the radiant star of Mary Poppins and Sound of Music, has captivated hearts for decades with her crystalline soprano and effortless charm. Yet, behind her iconic smile lies a tale of heartbreak, resilience, and secrets held close for over 60 years. Now, at 89, she's peeling back the curtain on the truths that shaped her. A surgical mishap that stole her voice, a marriage filled with untold complexities, and regrets that linger like a haunting melody. This journey into her past isn't just about fame. It's about a woman who turned pain into art. What does Julie Andrews mean to you? On a scale from 0 to 10, how would you rate her as an artist? Share your thoughts, because her story starts here, and it's one you won't forget. Picture a young girl in war-torn England, her world far from the spotlight. Born Julia Elizabeth Wells on October 1st, 1935, in Walton-on-Thames, Surrey, Julie grew up believing Edward Charles Wells, a gentle schoolteacher, was her father. His warmth was her anchor in a stormy childhood. But at 14 in 1950, her mother, Barbara, shattered that foundation with confession. Edward wasn't her biological father. Julie was born from an affair with a family friend. The revelation hit like a tidal wave, leaving her to question her very identity. How do you rebuild when the truth you've known crumbles? Her challenges didn't end there. World War II tore her family apart, and Julie was sent to live with her mother and stepfather, Ted Andrews, a vaudeville performer. They scraped by in London's war-damaged slums, where survival was a daily battle. Ted saw something extraordinary in Julie, a voice that could pierce the chaos. But his support came at a cost. In her memoir home, Julie bravely shares that Ted, when drunk, made unsettling advances toward her twice, moments that left her feeling trapped. She began locking her bedroom door, not for privacy, but for safety. Can you imagine the weight of that fear in a child's heart? Yet, amidst the darkness, Julie's voice shone like a beacon. It wasn't just a talent. It was her lifeline, her way to rise above the pain. Ted, despite his flaws, recognized her gift and pushed her toward performance. She trained at the Cohn-Rittman School, now Training Park School for Performing Arts, but it was Madame Lillian Stiles Allen, a revered soprano, who truly shaped her. Julie called her a third mother, a sanctuary of discipline and care. Traveling alone from London to Leeds for lessons, Julie endured freezing rooms and grueling vocal drills. Stiles Allen saw a rare spark. Her pupil's 4-octave range was breathtaking, her pitch near flawless. Could this young girl really conquer the stage of the world? At 12, Julie stepped into the spotlight at the London Hippodrome in 1947, singing an aria from Mignon in the revue Starlight Roofscarers. The audience didn't just applaud. They were spellbound by a child who sang with the soul of a seasoned artist. A year later, at 13, she made history as the youngest soloist to perform at the Royal Command Variety Performance, captivating King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. These weren't just performances. They were a young girl claiming her power. But behind every note was a child who had learned to guard her heart. What drove her to shine so brightly against such odds? Julie's rise was relentless, fueled by a voice that seemed to defy her circumstances. At 19, she left England for Broadway, debuting in The Boyfriend in 1954, where her luminous soprano and charm won the Theatre World Award. 2 years later, she tackled My Fair Lady, transforming into Eliza Doolittle with a performance that left Broadway in awe. The show ran for over 2,700 performances, making her a star. But Hollywood delivered a cruel blow. The film role of Eliza went Audrey Hepburn. Heartbroken, Julie faced rejection that could have dimmed her spirit. Yet, Walt Disney saw her brilliance on Broadway and offered her Mary Poppins, even delaying production for her pregnancy. Her hesitation gave way to destiny. Mary Poppins became a global sensation, earning her an Oscar in 1964. Her voice, her grace, her resilience. It was only the beginning, but what challenges awaited this rising star? Imagine standing on the edge of immortality, where every note you sing feels like it could echo forever. For Julie Andrews, that moment arrived with the sound of music. As Maria Von Trapp, she didn't just perform, she captivated, her voice weaving joy into the hearts of millions. The 1965 film became a cultural juggernaut, grossing over $286 million and clinching 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. For Julie, the victory was deeply personal. She won the Best Actress Oscar, outshining Audrey Hepburn, a sweet twist of fate after losing the My Fair Lady film role to her. It was proof that her talent, forged through years of grit, could conquer any stage. But what did it cost to shine so brightly? The road to that triumph was anything but easy. Filming The Sound of Music pushed Julie to her limits. The iconic opening scene, with Maria twirling atop an Austrian mountain, was a battle against nature itself. The helicopter's downdraft knocked her down repeatedly, leaving her bruised and soaked, yet she pressed on without a word of complaint. She knew the stakes, her legacy, her family's future. With her earnings, she made savvy moves, snapping up a London flat and a cozy California retreat. Every choice was deliberate, a foundation for the life she was crafting with Blake Edwards, her second husband and creative soulmate. Her frugality wasn't about restraint. It was about building something lasting. And then there was Blake, a love story that could rival any Hollywood script. They met in 1969, both bruised from past marriages, and found solace in each other's laughter. Blake, the mastermind behind Breakfast at Tiffany's and the Pink Panther series, was 13 years older, but their connection was electric. They wed that year, blending their families with Julie's daughter Emma, and later adopting 2 Vietnamese daughters, Amy and Joanna. Together, they made 7 films, from the bold Victor/Victoria to the daring SOB. But their bond wasn't just professional. Blake's battles with depression and chronic fatigue tested their love. Yet Julie stood firm, her strength anchoring them both. How did they keep their spark alive through such storms? But even as their love story unfolded, a shadow loomed. In 1997, during her Broadway run in Victor/Victoria, Julie noticed a faint hoarseness. She brushed it off as exhaustion from years of relentless performances. When it lingered, she sought help. Doctors at Mount Sinai Hospital diagnosed non-cancerous nodules on her vocal cords, promising routine surgery to fix it. Trusting their expertise, Julie went under the knife, hoping to preserve her gift. Instead, she awoke to a nightmare. The procedure left her vocal cord scarred, stiff, and silent. Her 4-octave soprano, the voice that brought Maria and Mary Poppins to life, was gone. What do you do when the core of who you are vanishes overnight? The loss was shattering. Singing wasn't just Julie's career. It was her soul, her refuge since childhood. She called it a death inside, a grief that lingered in quiet moments. She chased hope through 4 more surgeries, consulting specialists across the country, but none could undo the damage. In 1999, she filed a malpractice lawsuit against the hospital and surgeons, seeking accountability for a procedure she claimed was mishandled. Settled privately in 2000, it offered no solace. Money couldn't restore what was lost. Behind her poised smile, Julie was unraveling, mourning not just her voice but her very identity. Yet, from that devastation, Julie forged a new path. She poured her heart into writing children's books with her daughter Emma, her words weaving magic where her voice once did. She lent her altered voice to narrations and animated films like Shrek and The Princess Diaries. Most powerfully, she became a champion for vocal cord research, funding innovations to spare others her pain. "I miss singing," she shared in the 2019 ARP interview. "It's the purest part of me." Her grief never faded, but she transformed it into purpose, proving her spirit was unbreakable. Her personal life, too, carried its own weight. Her first marriage to Tony Walton, a gifted set designer, began with teenage dreams but crumbled under the strain of her soaring career. Married in 1959, they welcomed Emma but parted in 1968, their love unable to bridge the distance fame created. With Blake, Julie found a deeper connection, but his struggles with mental health added layers of complexity. Their 41-year marriage, until his passing in 2010, was a testament to resilience, built on humor and unwavering support. Julie Andrews' story is one of triumph, loss, and reinvention. She's not just a star of timeless classics. She's a woman who faced heartbreak and emerged stronger. Her voice may have faded, but her legacy burns brighter than ever. What does it mean to lose the love that anchored your world, yet still find the strength to shine? Julie Andrews, now 90, has faced such moments, emerging not just as a star, but as a beacon of resilience. After the devastating loss of her singing voice in 1997, she redefined her legacy through writing, mentorship, and a quiet grace that continues to inspire. Her story, woven through decades of triumph and heartbreak, now reaches its final act, a testament to a life lived with unwavering purpose. Her first marriage to Tony Walton, a gifted set designer, began with youthful dreams in 1959, but crumbled under the weight of her soaring career. By 1967, their love, once a fairy tale, had faded into a quiet separation. The pain was profound, not just for Julie, but for their daughter, Emma. "I felt I'd failed. Not just him, not just Emma, but myself," she shared in her 2019 memoir, Homework. Therapy became her refuge, a space to untangle guilt and seek clarity. Yet, from that heartbreak came a new beginning. How does one rebuild after such a loss? Enter Blake Edwards, a director whose wit matched her own. Their chance meeting in 1969 outside a therapist's office sparked a love that would endure for 41 years. Together, they built a family, adopting daughters Amy and Joanna, and blending their creative worlds through films like Victor/Victoria. Blake's struggles with depression tested their bond, but Julie's steadfast support held them together. "He was my rock, and I was his anchor," she once said. Their partnership was a dance of resilience, love, and shared dreams. But what happens when the music stops? In 2010, Blake's passing left a void no spotlight could fill. Julie was by his side, whispering memories as he slipped away. "I felt untethered, like a tree ripped from its roots," she confessed in a 2024 Guardian interview. The silence of his absence was different from the loss of her voice. It was the quiet of a love that had shaped her. Yet, Julie rose each morning, her grace unbroken, her laughter softer but still present. Friends noticed a change. Her eyes, once sparkling with mischief, now held a quiet ache. She rarely spoke of loneliness, but lingered in her pauses, a testament to a heart that had loved deeply. Even in grief, Julie didn't retreat. She poured her energy into new passions, co-authoring over 30 children's books with Emma, each a celebration of imagination. Her role as artistic director of the Bay Street Theater in New York keeps her connected to the stage, mentoring young artists with the same discipline that once shaped her. Her voice, though no longer soaring, found new life in narration and roles like Lady Whistledown and Bridgerton, captivating a new generation. What does it take to reinvent oneself at every turn? Now, let's unveil the life Julie has crafted, a blend of elegance and purpose. With a net worth of $30 million, her lifestyle reflected refined simplicity. She once owned West Lodge, a Victorian mansion in Wimbledon, London, with 12 bedrooms and a grand spiral staircase, a sanctuary in the 1960s. Her Chester Square residence, a hub for glittering soirees with stars like Peter Sellers, symbolize her and Blake's sophisticated charm. Today, her Los Angeles home on Saltaire Terrace is a haven of books and light, mirroring her serene spirit. Her car collection, once as varied as her roles, included a 1960s Bentley S2, a nod to Hollywood glamour, and a modern Lexus UX hybrid, blending comfort with innovation. A sentimental favorite was the 1920s Pierce Aero Model 80, evoking the golden age she helped define. While her watch collection remains private, a 1998 auction of her and Blake's fine jewels suggests a taste for timeless luxury. No records indicate private jet ownership, reflecting her understated approach. Julie's business ventures shine through her creative output. Her children's books, co-authored with Emma, and her theater work showcase her commitment to storytelling. Collaborations with Walt Disney and Blake Edwards cemented her cinematic legacy. Her financial wisdom, early property investments, and frugality built her wealth, while her philanthropy, supporting vocal health and literacy, ensures it serves others. Key lessons? Invest wisely, live simply, give generously, and adapt relentlessly. Julie Andrews' legacy transcends her roles as Mary Poppins or Maria Von Trapp. It's in the lives she's touched, the stories she's told, and the grace she's shown through loss. Kindness, she said in 2024, is what I hope to be remembered for. Her life, a tapestry of song, silence, and strength, reminds us that true wealth lies in living authentically. What will you carry from her story? Julie Andrews' journey teaches us that kindness and resilience can transform pain into purpose. From her iconic roles to her enduring spirit, she inspires us all. Share how her story moved you in the comments, and subscribe for more tales of triumph. Her legacy reminds us, true magic lies in kindness.